Hello, this is Domenico with Easynomics, and this is part 4 of a video series where we're calculating a tariff type question in the context of a paper 3 exam. In the video notes below, there's a link to 2 main playlists. There'll be some other playlists that this video will show up on, but we have a playlist for global economy, the different types of trade protection, where we look at tariffs, production, export subsidies, and quotas. There's also a dedicated playlist with a series of paper 2, paper 3 quantitative type questions for micro, macro, and global economy. So you can find that video there. This video will be relatively short. We're going to tackle question C. In the previous 3 videos, we went over question A and B, where we were calculating the change in consumer and producer surplus. Question C is asking us to calculate the government revenue generated from the imposition of a tariff. So it's going to be a pretty straightforward, easy calculation. So I'm going to get rid of our notes from the previous video, and then we'll go ahead and tackle this question. And then after that, there'll be another video going over welfare losses, calculating the area of a welfare loss and the change in community or social surplus. And that'll be it for this video series. Okay, so again, this video is going to focus on question C. It says here, calculate the government import tariff revenue generated as a result of the imposition of the tariff in Turkey. Okay, so with this model that's been provided to us, can you identify where is the government revenue, and can you calculate that area? I want you to pause the video and attempt this question, and then we'll compare your workings with mine. So please pause the video now. Okay, so let's tackle this. First, let's identify where is the tariff revenue. So the tariff is the value of the tariff. The price has gone up from $204.80, so it's $280 per metric ton of wheat imports multiplied by the quantity of what's being imported. Higher price has increased the domestic production in Turkey from 2 million to 4.8 million. And that higher price has also reduced, disincentivized domestic consumers. So we see a decrease in the domestic consumption. It's falling from 17.6 million to 14.8 million. So the tariff revenue is going to be this area. Here's the price multiplied by the quantity of imports, which is right here. So this is a rectangle, base times height, simple enough. Okay, so we're just calculating the surface area of a rectangle. Okay, so I just need to figure out the height multiplied by the base, A times B, and that is it. The rectangular area would be A times B, simple enough. So the government revenue, so the government import tariff revenue would be equal to A times B. So that's going to equal, well, first, what is A? A. The height of A is 480 minus 200. That works out to 280. Great, so I need that bit of information. Now, what is B? B is going to equal 14.8 million minus 4.8 million. So here we have 14.8 million, which is right here. It's this point here, this quantity, 14.8 million, minus, looking at that increased domestic production, 4.8 million. and that equals 10 million. So I have everything I need. There we go. Base times height. So that's going to work out to final answer being 280 times 10 million. That equals $2,800 million of tariff revenue being collected by the Turkish government in this case. Okay, so the government is clearly better off with the imposition of the tariff revenue because of the tax revenue that they get to collect. It increases domestic producers. They increase domestic production from 2 to 4.8 million. So that's another stakeholder benefits, but the consumers are worse off. The higher price reduces kind of consumer savings, consumer surplus. That's it for question C. We're going to move on in the next video. There'll be a link to that, where we're going to calculate the change in social surplus due to the imposition of 140% import tariff. So look out for that video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment those questions below, and don't forget to subscribe and to like. Thank you so much.